Hey everybody, this is TJR with a review of the recent Blu Ray release of Batman Mask of the Phantasm. Batman Mask of the Phantasm was originally released back in 1993, and it is more than likely one of the best Batman films you've probably never seen. The basic story premise has Batman matching wits with a cloaked, mysterious antagonist known as the Phantasm. The Phantasm is rubbing out Gotham crime bosses, and his masked and cloaked MO has the city of Gotham and its police believing that it's Batman and not the Phantasm committing these murders. Now, I don't want to get too much into the plot of the film. This is not a review of the movie. This is a review of the recent Blu Ray release. This film was very poorly marketed by Warner Brothers, and so therefore it didn't really find an audience in theaters. And I'd like to cover this film more in depth in one of my Lost Movie Treasure series. The film has developed a very loyal cult following, of which I am proud to say I have championed this movie since it first came out. And it has been released on VHS and on DVD, but it has not been released on Blu-ray till now. So when I heard that it was coming out to Blu-ray last month, my first thoughts were, would this be a proper Blu-ray release? Would it be just thrown onto Blu-ray? Would it get a proper restoration? Would they put at least a few bonus features on it? So if you're a fan of this film and you've been wondering about this Blu-ray release, let me give you the good, the bad, and the, that's interesting. First of all, the good. The film has been transferred to high definition for Blu-ray. I could see a difference between my original DVD copy and my Blu-ray copy. But now here's the bad. The original DVD release had only one bonus feature, the film's theatrical trailer. That's it. The Blu-ray release is the same. That's the only bonus feature you're getting. But wait, it gets worse. At least the DVD release had the decency to give us menu chapters. Not so with the Blu-ray. Yes, you can click between chapters with your remote, but they didn't even bother to put in menu chapters. In fact, when you look at the back of both the DVD and the Blu-ray, they have lifted the exact same images and the exact same text and just reproduced it. This shows you just how much care they put into this. But there was one interesting little thing that I noticed. When I hit play in the Blu-ray menu, I was given two choices: theatrical presentation and TV presentation. Now, the theatrical presentation is, of course, the widescreen version that played in theaters. I wondered what the TV presentation was. I assumed it meant that this was a cropped version for television. When I chose TV presentation, I got a little introduction that explained to me that Batman Mask of the Phantasm was originally intended to be a direct-to-video release and was therefore shot in the aspect ratio of televisions at that time. So, unbeknownst to me, the version that I watched in theaters, the version that I watched on DVD, has actually been a cropped version. We weren't getting the actual full picture as it was originally animated. So I took a little watch of the TV presentation and could definitely notice the difference. You definitely see more picture. So I thought, well, hey, at least they gave us this. This is cool. But in doing my comparisons between the DVD and the Blu-ray, I discovered the following. When it was originally released on DVD, it was one of these dual format discs. No label on the outside. On one side, it says widescreen. On the other side, it says standard. And you may remember that back in the day, DVDs would be released in two versions. There'd be the widescreen version, and then there'd be what they called the full screen version. Widescreen was the way the film originally appeared in theaters. The full screen version would be for those people who would say, oh, I don't like seeing those black bars on the bottom and the top of the screen. I feel like I'm not getting the whole picture. The irony was that with full screen, you weren't getting the full picture. With widescreen, you were. So naturally at the time, I thought to myself, oh yeah, widescreen, that's going to be the full picture. I decided to take a look at the standard version as it's listed on this, and I took some pictures and realized this is the TV presentation version. It just wasn't identified as such when it was released on DVD. So it turns out we've always had this TV presentation version. We just weren't made aware of what the difference was till now. Both the theatrical and TV presentation versions have been, of course, upgraded to high-definition Blu-ray. I'm glad to have the movie in high definition, but this is really disappointing that Warner Brothers put so little care otherwise into the release of this, that they couldn't cobble together just even one or two small bonus features, a few interviews with some of the people who worked on the film, some of the cast. Really, I don't think it would have been that hard or that costly. Not too long after the release of 1995's Batman Forever, Gene Siskel and Roger Ebert finally caught up with this film and reviewed it. At the time, Gene Siskel stated that he and Roger had originally passed on this film when it first came out, and then said, as far as I'm concerned, we both made a big mistake. This film is really terrific. The film also seemed to have a very transformative effect on Roger Ebert's view of animated films. At the end of the segment, he said to Gene Siskel, you know, there are things you can do in animation that you just can't do in live action. I think we need to start paying more attention to animated films on this show. After Mask of the Phantasm, they began to champion more animated films that fell outside of the mainstream. I'm glad that Mask of the Phantasm is finally available on Blu-ray, but I will still say that this film has not gotten the Blu-ray release that it deserves. This is TJR. What do you think? I'm looking forward to checking out your comments. Thanks so much for watching. Bye-bye.